10 seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Reserve time. Radiant.
But have shown their stuff very much here. And I think part of the reason for that, I mentioned this in the last draft, is because Root has had a whole lot of players rotating through their lineup, consistently trying to find the little pieces that are going to work together. And I think that with this lineup, they've really started to gel together a little bit more, at least in that last game they did. Maybe it was just by virtue of the draft being really, really good. But overall, to me, it felt like they were covering each other's backs consistently. They were able to make correct plays, good calls across the board. And it wasn't necessarily that Cloud9 was playing bad by any means. It was just that I felt like Root were very much in charge of that game because they knew what they wanted to accomplish and were able to make that happen. As I mentioned, 22 players since February is what we've seen for Root, and looking like we're going to have a very different game this time around. Shadow Fiend is going to be banned out, as is the Doom, followed by the Silencer and the Ember Spirit. This is going to leave open the Dark Seer for Cloud9 to take, followed up by the Queen of Pain Winter Wyvern to an Anti-Mage. So Anti-Mage games, a hero that I think Ritsu feels very comfortable on in terms of his ability to out-farm the opponents, as long as he gets out to a pretty good start there relatively early. Just had to pick up my little binder full of notes here as well. Another thing to keep an eye out for in this little lineup here is that with the Winter Wyvern already picked up by Root Gaming, we might end up seeing that Ancient Apparition, Venomancer combo if Root don't end up banning that out. The thing that's really interesting about that combination is that if you take it in the second phase, it's a little bit difficult to break up, because you want to be able to either ban out that combination of heroes or just put yourself in a position where you can counter it. It's really hard to counter it. Not a lot of the defensive supports really work. The best counter that I think is just being able to build up magical damage resistance. And so it's sort of a situation where you need to be able to ban that out early, or just sort of deal with it throughout the course of the game. And neither option is particularly great. And if you don't ban it out, you can't really, if they pick up an Ancient Apparition, take a Venomancer. If they take a Venomancer, pick up an Ancient Apparition. It doesn't work with every single lineup that you end up building. So it really is not only a difficult combo to deal with in game, but also in terms of sort of draft theory, how do you plan for this except by banning out one of those heroes early? Slardar is going to be banned out this time around, as is the Dazzle, not wanting to give that Anti-Mage any extra benefits that he could potentially have. With the Winter Wyvern already picked up, though, by Root Gaming, it does sort of mean that your offensive potential isn't going to be as high as it could be in other ways. So, I don't know. We will see. I think that if you wanted to, oftentimes the answer to Anti-Mage is to just run at him with an aggressive tri-lane. And if you try and do that, while it can work, with the Winter Wyvern, it feels like the sustain is there, but maybe not the ability to pressure super hard. So TA is also going to be banned out now, giving away the potential for that combo. Well, I guess with the Venomancer, or with the Winter Wyvern already picked up, it's probably not going to be a Venomancer A. So I talked about that forever, and yeah, they're definitely not going to be going for that here, I would imagine, unless they surprise me yet again and make me look like a fool, which has been known to happen from time to time. Players know a heck of a lot more about Dota than I do. So Root now with a very open draft. I do also want to mention that I think part of the reason you saw that Winter Wyvern picked up there is because with the Darkseer, obviously you want to be able to not give them that combination of the vacuum into wall, into Winter's Curse, into just death, despair, and all other words that start with the letter D. Bane also going to be picked up now. Another great hero. He did a good amount of harassment in lane, as well as had a big impact in the mid game, being able to find those very elusive heroes. And a little bit surprised to not see him banned out. A little bit more afraid of the Spirit Breaker Cloud9R and decided to take him out of the pool. But Bane certainly showed himself to be very strong in that last game and was consistently able to find those pickoffs that they wanted. Rubik now another great option. A whole lot of great spells to steal. Any one of these heroes has a number of spells that, obviously Winter's Curse and Sonic Wave, but also Blink. You've got pretty much all of Bane's kit except for maybe Amplified Damage is not really the greatest, or not Amplified Damage, excuse me, Enfeeble. So we'll see. We will see indeed.
10 seconds.
As for the next lineup here, Root are still looking for their safe lane and their off lane based upon what we're seeing so far. Of course, Queen of Pain can get played in any of those lanes. She's the type of hero that is just so versatile, largely because of that Shadow Strike, I think, at level 1, or potentially if you take Blink at level 1 too. It depends on what you want to do, but the fact that that skill being kept at level 1 is still so effective at being able to harass the enemy opponents. You're always going to be able to trade effectively, and she's going to be relevant at every stage of the game. Early game, just with the amount of right-click damage that she deals with that null tally, and usually the 2 Ironwood branches that you end up seeing dependent upon the matchup. And then as you move into the sort of laning stage, the Shadow Strike becomes really important. Around that level 7 or 8, you're going to be dealing more damage based upon your level than pretty much anybody else in the game, with the exception of potentially the Lina, but hers is going to be the Queen of Pain, that is, in an AoE and able to be a big team fight contributor. And with the Beastmaster here as well, probably going to be played in this offlane role, you could probably see a decent sort of timing push strategy-esque thing. With Winter Wyvern and Bane, it's a little bit quirky. Maybe more pickoffs is what we're looking for here. I think that's probably more likely now that I started talking about the other way, because if you take a look at the lineup, Queen of Pain really great at being able to clear on out waves. Winter Wyvern as well with that Splinter Blast. You end up getting it to 7-second cooldown, max level 340 damage, which means that you're going to be one-shotting range creeps. And then Beastmaster as well, usually picking up those Necronomicons and skilling it up to level 3 early. That's a lot of split push. And on top of that, sometimes instead you end up going for a Blink Dagger on the Beastmaster first, and then you can jump forward, roar on top of somebody, and then pick them off. And with the Anti-Mage as well, that's a great disable for being able to really punish that pick there. And it looks to me like what Root Gaming is going to be doing is, instead of trying to punish Anti-Mage in the early laning stage, trying to punish him with smoke ganks on through the jungle and pickoffs by virtue of the Bane and the Beastmaster. To counter this, Cloud9 are going to be going for a Lich, a hero that is a good part of any. Well, it's interesting. This is going to be sort of a split pushy versus split pushy lineup, and I think the Lich here mainly just to try and shut down whoever the enemy offlaner is, or the enemy safe laner is, because, well, actually no, I don't think it's going to be a dual offlane of Darkseer Lich. Could be. That'd be very strange. Huh. Okay, I guess trying to shut down the Beastmaster's farm. The thing that I was going to say is maybe if you end up shutting down the safe lane farm of Root a little bit more intensively, you're going to make sure that your Anti-Mage is ahead relative to them because of the way that Sacrifice works. But I don't know. It's a little bit clunky here. I guess that they don't want to get Beastmaster off to a good start. Deny him out experience, whatever he wants. And there we go. Root Gaming taking a last pick Huskar. Oh, it's dirty. It's really, really dirty. Anti-Mage pretty good against him, but these other heroes, oh man. And actually, honestly, Anti-Mage, until he ends up getting Manta Style, isn't going to be great against Huskar. God, that is a frustrating last pick to go against. Brood is still in the pool now, but they can't really do that because they need a mid lane hero. Banning out the Wind Ranger, also really great decision. All of that physical damage coming out. They didn't end up going for the Dazzle themselves, but they do go for the last pick Huskar. Ancient Apparition still in the pool, but you can't really run him as a core. Safe lane hero that deals well with Huskar. PL is in the pool? That wouldn't be terrible. Oh wait, no, not safe lane, mid lane. What am I talking about? Lina is there as well. I think that would be decent, but again, you're sort of running into a situation where you need to get Aghanim Scepter up, and by the time you get Aghanim Scepter up, Huskar is going to be in a very comfortable position. Huh. This is a tough one. They really need to be able to find something here that's going to be able to have some form of physical damage or some form of pure damage to deal with this Huskar, because as it stands, this could be really difficult to deal with. And the other thing now as well is that with this Huskar pick, all of a sudden you change from what could have been a split pushy pick-off lineup with Beastmaster Bane to just get up in your face and start tearing you apart. The draft from Root was very versatile. Cloud9, 10 seconds left to choose a hero, and I don't know, it's a tough one. There's several different ways that you could go for it, but having the Queen of Pain already out of the pool, as well as the Lina, the Wind Ranger gone also, they're going to go for a Death Prophet. Don't call it a comeback, ladies and gentlemen. Going to be playing DP. Not a hero that you often see. I'm in like it ain't no thing. All right, well, let's get ready to hop on into this game. Obviously, physical damage there, but the other problem here is that they don't have like any stuns. Oh, God, it's dirty. It's dirty, dirty, dirty. Man, this is going to be really difficult to deal with. Oh, man. I think that the best chance that they have is to try and just take the Huskar out of the fight whenever they can. Honestly, a Brewmaster there might have been a decent option just to like lift him up, keep him out of the fight until you can deal with him at the end. Because right now, I don't know. The silence might be okay to some extent, keep him from healing, but it's a tough one. Cloud9 fighting for their upper bracket life. Of course, whoever ends up losing the series isn't necessarily out of this tournament, but they do have to go down to face the winner of Elite Wolves versus Pain Gaming. Let's do a quick little introduction for the players. We got Brax here, who's going to be playing on the DP, the side SVG on the Rubik. We do also have Ritsu, who's going to be playing his anti-mage 1437 on the Lich, and MSS playing on the Darkseer. Or Root Gaming, Stan King is going to find the Darkseer, put on through the jungle. No big deal at all, though. He's going to be playing the Bane. We also have Derp on the Winter Wyvern. Kahura is going to be playing the Huskar. He was the mid player last time, but I think that we're going to be seeing GEZ explicit on the Queen of Pain this time. And last but not least, Juan's going to be playing that Beastmaster. Okay, so ready for this game. Game 2 here. Last time I felt like I favored Cloud9's draft a little bit more. This time around, I'm a little bit more favored towards what Root is bringing to the table. It does look like they are going to be sending the Anti-Mage down into the bottom lane this time around, giving him the rune. Looks like they are going to run into the Huskar this time around, though, and hopefully the plan now is to shut down this Huskar in the early game, if at all possible. But this is going to be, well, okay, no, they're actually just heading on over here. So the Anti-Mage gets one rune, the Queen of Pain gets the other, and actually looks like we're going to be seeing an AM mid. So wanting to dodge the Huskar, AM up against Queen of Pain mid. Oh man, this is going to be interesting. Dual mid with the Winter Wyvern and the Lich in lane here as well. It's about the best that you could hope for, honestly. Any of the other lanes are just going to be garbage, but he's going to take a ton of harassment here. Doesn't skill up anything so far, and with all of those right clicks coming out from the Winter Wyvern, it's going to be very deadly dealing with this. And this is going to give Huskar a lot in lane as well. He's going to be really, really comfortable here. Top lane, the Beastmaster should at least be able to get levels. Does have the sickest of Mohawks as well. Alright. Still no skills skilled at this point for the Anti-Mage. Wanting to make sure he saves onto a blink if he definitely needs to get out of there. Of course, the other problem that you're going to be running into here is that Spell Shield isn't going to be able to do a lot. Last hits denies. Queen of Pain sitting at top 6 and 1. Huskar next. But with the creep wave pushing in, this AM should be able to get all of these ones as well. So a little bit even now. Back and forth we go. SS off lane. Pretty good. Does have the Mango as well. And Schwan on the Beastmaster doing his thing. Well, back in the mid lane yet again. I'd be surprised to see a kill here early, to be honest with you, but I do think that what you're going to end up getting is... well, maybe they can get a kill. It's tough. I think that the Queen of Pain needs to hit level 4 before she's going to be able to get a kill. 2 levels in that Scream, as well as 1 in the Dagger, or the other way around. Either one is going to be pretty solid. Lich is going to come on over, make sure that his Darkseer is able to get out of there. We do get some very nice rune control coming out from Cloud9, recognizing the importance of shutting that down for the Queen of Pain. She wants to stay in lane, but also wants to be able to get those runes. The bottle is only just now going to be coming out for her, with the Lich denying out those creeps. Rubik back on the other side now. SVG has an angle on this Beastmaster, but I feel like if Pax moves forward too far, all right, they do end up catching him now. One more Crypt Swarm, just a little bit of harassment. Head on off on your way, little buddy. And SVG, after getting that Invis rune, I think that probably the Beastmaster knew that was going on. More harassment back and forth. Brain Sap is such a great spell for being able to trade hits. And with no boots advantage at this point in time, looks like they're going to be fine. Very sorry about that one. Beastmaster ended up getting the kill on the Death Prophet with the rotation from Derp. Let's take a look at that fight recap. No spells expended, apparently, but it definitely was a Wild Axes as well as the Boar Slow being able to get it done. This means that you can be a little bit more aggressive in the mid lane. Bottom lane Nate again, do they have any way to kill this Darkseer? Doesn't look like it. And feeling comfortable in the laning stage so far. Now that the Queen of Pain's been able to get... Okay, so she's going for 2 points in Shadow Strike. This is going to mean the Anti-Mage is going to have to be really, really careful. This Lich sitting here is just going to be ineffectual to a certain extent that you really need to secure any kind of farm that they can for this AM. About the best that you could hope for. Honestly, he's been getting 18 and 2 so far, so doing a pretty good job. I was expecting it to go a lot worse, but he's showing off the ability to do the mid lane anti-mage. The question that I have, level advantage up on the Queen of Pain. I guess they're not going to get as big of a level advantage either, because the Lich is continuing to deny out those creeps. Eventually, though, this Queen of Pain is going to hit level 6, and that's going to be the turning point. Jump Forward is going to be able to catch a little bit of right clicks, and almost killed her. With the mana being drained away at the last second, you need to be careful as this Queen of Pain. It's the danger of the mid anti-mage. Soul Ring now picked up on the Darkseer. It's ready to keep on spamming out the stuff. They're going up high now, trying to take on out this DP. The Boar Slows abound. Another Wild Axes, maybe 1 or 2 more right clicks could be enough. They're going to send the Boars on in after. Crypt Swarm, as well as one last right click from the Rubik is going to finish that one off. So DP lives for now. To the salve, Brax is going to head back into the mid lane, or sorry, top lane. So used to DP seeing there. All right, 1437 continuing his baby city duties. This is like 4 Protect 1 to the fullest right now. You've got Ice Armor leveled on up consistently by the Lich, as well as Sacrifice, ensuring whatever you can for this anti-mage. I actually really like this response. Like, they took a long time to figure out their draft and what they wanted to run with it. The answer that they've come up with on Cloud9 is very impressive. I'm really liking what I'm seeing here. Trying to get as many right clicks as you possibly can on this Queen of Pain, but this is definitely tough. Now the rotation stacks are going to be happening. No, they're just going to try and see if they can potentially kill this Quap here. She's relatively low on mana. Do we have anything up top? No, they're just going to keep eyes on this area, but realizing the inherent danger of the situation, we did have this very nice ward here by the Queen of Pain, making sure that they're going to know what's going on. Bane is in the area as well to provide a little bit of assistance. They're going to be okay here. Actually, just going to drop down a deep ward. That's really good. Because now you can see if any ganks do come in. Like, there's just everything about this draft right now from Cloud9 is built around keeping Ritsu alive and making sure he gets the farm that he needs. And, like, they're also able to deny out a lot to this Queen of Pain. Take a look at the levels right now. She's level 5 as a mid laner at just about 6 minutes, so should be able to hit level 6 relatively soon. But you would kind of expect to have a little bit more than this, I feel like, on the Queen of Pain. Net worth. The anti-mage is sitting up top with the Ring of Health there as well. More heroes just moving around. Let's take a look at what the actual net worth is. Root actually ahead, because they're taking those other 2 lanes relatively convincingly with the Lich not being there. Like, basically this Huskar has been doing whatever he wants, and he's going to be getting a really, really great armlet timing. Sorry about that. Darkseer dropping low here. Mid lane, they're going to be giving it back over to the anti-mage. They should realize that the Quap is gone, but now coming back in. Still not quite level 6. Top lane pushed in a little bit as well. Brax is doing what he's doing, level 6, but not skilling the ulti. Bane's back to mess with Darkseer's day yet again. There's the jump forward. Is going to be able to catch onto the Beastmaster. The Rubik lift doing work in conjunction with the Crypt Swarm already at level 3. Looks like Sand King wants to be able to make something happen here, but not quite going to be there in time. So Cloud9 fight back. 500 gold swing into their favor. 300 EXP. The battle of positioning, the battle of farm, the battle of who is going to be the more safe hero. Who is going to be the more safe team? Who is going to make sure that they secure that late game? And you kind of wonder at what point is Huskar going to start turning around and just tearing fools apart. I think that point might be coming relatively soon here. Of course, the interaction that I'm very curious to see how it ends up working out is if Huskar is going to be able to get a life break or after a blink away by this anti-mage. It's going to be a key component to how a gank ends up coming around, or even just straight up battle in the team fight. It's worth noting as well, as far as the offlane goes, Beastmaster level 6, Darkseer level 6 as well. So they're both getting the levels that they need. Roar is going to be up as well. We'll see how this goes. Depending upon what rune this is. Now with level 6 up on the Queen of Pain, just a bounty rune. Can potentially take out this Lich. Is going to be able to eat that ward. So nicely done there. Sleep does end up going down. Ritsu protecting his support. Look at that. A little bit of a bromance coming out there. He is so squishy right now. 720 HP currently. Huskar doing his thing. The Darkseer moving back on into the lane as well. He's going to be going for a quick mechanism. Kind of an interesting pickup there. I guess another just one of those items to... The reason I find it interesting is because when you play a Darkseer, obviously Mechanism, a great item to be able to pick up for him. But given this lineup that you're seeing out of Cloud9, I don't expect them to want to try and fight. Maybe this is to turn around a gank into their favor if we do end up seeing one come out from this Beastmaster, who does look to be going for treads next, maybe. I don't think this is going to be Brown Boots immediately into Necronomicon, but I have been wrong before. So tough to tell. Going to be able to scream away 2 of those last hits and just move on for the 3rd one as well. Always good to see such efficiency out of the Queen of Pain. All right, top lane again, looking to see if they can find Brax here. Has taken a point in Exorcism now.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
So a good amount of spirits are ready to be ignited, pushed on out towards this bottom lane, which hasn't taken any damage. Top tower for the Dire has taken a little bit. Consistently being pushed out of lane, and now they're going to try and make a move on this Huskar. Player rotation, Rubik as well as the Death Prophet. I think that they're going to be okay here. We have a couple of TPs that can come in relatively quickly. Oh, now the Bane coming in the backside. He might be able to reveal this smoke, and they might opt to go for him instead of the Huskar. Huskar should realize it's coming out. Oh, and this is immediately going to reveal what's going on. And back the hell away for a second. We don't want to run into that one. Huskar is going to make his way out of there. This does realize that they're going to be able to push on down the top tower now. So they get the kill on the Bane. Huskar is going to vacate the area. Probably going to be able to get the tier 1 tower bottom, I would imagine. Maybe they come and try and hold this one here. A lot of creeps in the area. They do end up fortifying for this. The Exorcism was popped a little bit early. There's the lift forward. Lots of physical damage soon to follow. Do we get the Cold Embrace? No! Huskar ends up dying there. Winter Wyvern get the kill on the Death Prophet, though. In the turnaround, yet again, going to be able to kill the Queen of Pain. Or, excuse me, the Queen of Pain able to kill the Darkseer. Actually did die to the creeps, and looking like they want to go for a little bit more here with the Rubik, but not going to be able to make it happen. At the end of the day, a lot of gold going back the direction of Root, but they did lose their Huskar. Not what you want to have happen completely. And Levels, of course, continuing to show the story of how I feel like Root here has been able to be a little bit more efficient with their farming to some extent, but Cloud9's starting to take it back into their advantage. Oh, Sand King, you're going to end up getting caught up here. There is the Chain Frost, couple of lucky bounces, but it wouldn't have mattered anyways. 4-hero mid, you are going to die. So, changing up their fight a little bit. 4 heroes in, on top of a tower. I was expecting more of the split push game, but probably that's what's going to happen later on. Right now, I think that their 4-man is still pretty good until you end up getting a Winter Wyvern. Well, Winter Wyvern does have level 7 now. So maybe they can defend against these really aggressive pushes and the ulti coming out from the Death Prophet. Mask of Death now finished on the Huskar. We haven't seen a roar this game. Did see our first Sonic Wave. They are going to be able to spot out the Rubik here. The Vision game that we've been talking about on occasion, is a little bit more into the favor, actually very much into the favor of Cloud9. Look at that vision. That is very impressive. Oh, mid lane going to be able to jump forward onto Brax yet again. Just one Shadow Strike, maybe one more right click there. Winter's Curse expended. Another right click, and Lich is going to be able to assist in the kill there of the Death Prophet. That's pretty big. That's a massive kill right there. Now Beastmaster as well does pop his little Eagle as well as the Boar. And it looks like that actually... Oh, that was stolen? Did Rubik really steal that? Where are you at, Rubik? Okay, so he stole the Boar. Probably wanted to be able to get the Hawk. That's a pretty good spell to steal as well. Well, Kahuru is going to end up being able to take on down this bot. Oh, the Ion Shell. All right, Winter Wyvern gets a killing spree. Sorry, I was a little bit distracted there for a second. Not often that you see that. Don't worry, nobody saw. We do end up getting SVG get taken out there. The Ion Shell a little bit too much for the Huskar and the Wild Axes. This should be enough to secure this tower. All right, recap. Nice little gold swing into the favor of Root.
Dire's middle tower.
Okay. Again, Brax moving on down. Does have the first component of his Yules. They pass each other in the night. I think the Bane might have spotted that, but maybe the DP didn't.
Dire's middle tower
SS closing in on that mechanism. Queen of Pain in the area as well. And they're looking very comfortable with the position that they've been able to build themselves into, despite that last little armlet toggle mess up by the Huskar. Alright, so DP does now have her Exorcism back up again. If they want to try and take another fight here, they can. Gonna kill the Ion Shell creep first this time around. It was a little bit tough. I think that with those creeps right up in his face, it just ended up being a little bit too much too quickly. Battle Fury gonna be finished here now as well by the Anti-Mage, right around 14 minutes by the time it gets delivered. Not as absolutely terrible timing. He's top of the net worth right now. It's been pretty good, actually. Nice armor down as well. And the Huskar are gonna have to back on out. Queen of Pain starting to work towards her Orchid as well. This is going to be a kind of an interesting one, a bit like that happened in the last game, that eventually this item is going to become less and less useless. Obviously, it's still going to be good against the supports. It's going to be decent against the Rubik as well. Rubik is going to want to be going for something else like a Blink Dagger. Obviously, Arcane Boots already finished on top of him, but he doesn't want to go through or invest in any of those items to break the silence if he doesn't have to. And so because of that, that's going to be a situation where it's a little bit more worth it in the later stages of this game. But against the Anti-Mage, of course, once he gets that Manta up, which should be probably relatively soon after he's finished his Battle Fury. I would imagine maybe Vlad's first, just to get that extra lifesteal going. Maybe he's content with solely a Mask of Death, but Winter Wyvern continuing to keep these lanes pushed out. Level 8 right now is a factor. As I said, one-shotting those range creeps with the Splinter Blast, that lane is going to keep on getting pushed out. Huskar down here, continuing to build on up his net worth. T100 on him, despite the one death. Rubik now, 322 gold for a second there. Darkseer almost finishing off his mechanism. Let's see. One Necronomicon, level 1 also up. So the split push can start to come now. Like, if you want to, on the Beastmaster, you can keep your vision game going. The Hawk did end up getting killed there, I believe, by the tower, but they're going to be able to deal out a lot of damage to this, and with the Cold Embrace on top of the creep as well, they stay around a little bit longer. Death Prophet can do a decent amount to push this back with the Crypt Swarm, but still, it's not the biggest thing. The big thing here is that Anti-Mage is going to be able to cut the creep wave a little bit, and then head off over to the side. Blink heroes chasing after each other. Not going to be able to find it. The tier 2 tower, though, falls really, really quickly here, and they're going to try and find the Anti-Mage. Not going to be able to get him. Wisely is going to be able to blink and TP away from that one. So chases abound. At the end of the day, Root's still in the lead, mainly by virtue of these towers they've been able to take for relatively free. Obviously, Cloud9's still ahead in terms of the EXP. The Anti-Mage is going to continue to farm like a champion, but they don't want to take a fight if they really don't have to. It looks like Vlad's is going to be the option. A turnaround here. Huskar does end up running into MSS. Needs to back away from here. No mana for the vacuum at this point in time. Is going to go back on into the wall. There's the purge away from the slow, but is going to end up dying nonetheless. And a little bit unfortunate. A couple of kills there that really didn't want to end up have happen on the Huskar. Queen of Pain back over here as well. Fight recap. Looking like an 1100 gold swing. Wrapping around right now. Is this their opportunity? If they're able to catch a really good roar, oh, the wall is still down. You don't want to fight into this if you don't have to. Courier scouting them out. The Hawk ends up getting a little bit of extra vision there. They do have a Winter's Curse backup if they want to use it. This is going to potentially be the skill that changes the game. There's the blink forward. The Anti-Mage is in the middle of all of them. Derp does end up jumping away yet again. With the blink dagger already finished on him, it looks like they're going to be content to just back out of here. What a freaking awkward engagement this has been. What the hell was that even? Nobody even auto-attacks each other. And they just back away. Everybody move away from each other slowly. They do have vision yet again. This is all going to be about the stacks. Cloud9 don't want to fight into this one. They just want to take the stacks for their anti-mage. Oh, man. All right, yeah, they're going to toss out another Wild Axes, and that's going to be able to take on down the Ancient stack. Now the anti-mage again, moving on through. It's going to be fine. Sorry about it again about any frame rate issues because of how quickly that game started. I wasn't able to take care of it, but I will endeavor to do so in this next little match. Oh, Winter's Curse ends up getting expended now. SVG is going to end up falling. There's a Sonic Wave down on top of it. Is Rubik really going to live? Needs one more right click. Is going to get it. That's a dead Rubik. Winter Wyvern ends up getting the kill. Oh, the Chain Frost not really going to be a ton. They end up getting a kill on the Winter Wyvern in return. Roar expended. That's a Dark Seer going down at the end of it. Queen of Pain gets that kill. 2 for 1 at the end of the day. In the meantime, they get the tower. 3-2, eyes on the prize, is just going to keep on farming away. Not afraid to make it happen. Fight recap, looking at it yet again. Well, relatively even trades across the board. The big thing right now, though, is that Root is going to be content to take Roshan on out. Aegis should fall pretty soon after this, with Beastmaster able to tank as well as his boar, and the Huskar able to armlet toggle. This is definitely going to befall, and honestly, Root has just been looking very strong. To me, it seemed like they've had the answers both games. The first time, they were able to respond to the Broodmother. The second time, the Huskar pick, I feel like, is working out relatively well for them. Imagine how much better it would be looking if he didn't end up dying to that armlet toggle the one time. So let's see. Derp now is going to have his Blink Dagger on up. Looks like a Cold Embrace on top of the melee creep as well, keeping that pressured forward.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Right clicking down this tower, and even though it does have that frost armor on top of it, we're going to be able to kill off these creeps relatively quickly here. But the cut of the creep wave, Anti-Mage doing his thing. This is somewhat countered by the Winter Wyvern yet again, though, because you're going to be able to keep and apply that pressure. And the tower does fall in the end. So they're not going to be able to go high ground with this, but they are at least going to be able to take another tower. Aegis on up. Continuing to push this on out. It looks like Winter Wyvern is going to be pushing up the top lane while this is happening. Like, this is the plus side of Cloud9's draft, is that all of their heroes pretty much can keep the lanes pushed. You've got the Dark Seer there who's going to be able to make it happen. Lich less so, but still to some extent. You know, you take a look at Frost Nova here. Frost Blast, excuse me. It's on an 8-second cooldown. That's not bad at all. Huskar does end up getting caught out here. The silence is down, as is the Exorcism. Going to be able to chase down after here. The Aegis ends up getting popped, but the rest of the team is in the area. Do they end up catching on out? Oh, Winter's Curse just on top of the Lich. Are going to be able to burst down that DP, though. Chain Frost coming in is going to start wrecking havoc, but gets soaked up a little bit by the Necronomicon creeps. Meanwhile, Darkseer are going to surge away, so they get 2 in the end, DP being the key contributor, with the Exorcism already used as well. 1,500 gold swing as well as 2,000 EXP, but the big point here is that they're going to be able to push on up into high ground. Same time, Ritsu just trying to push on out the creep waves, as is the Rubik. A good response here, but are they going to be able to be back and deal with the push in the mid lane? Does look like the Queen of Pain is going to be able to find the courier. One more right click should do it. 1,050 net worth on top of that. Oh man, and that was his Yasha. All right. Tier 3 tower falling. This is what they're going to have to work with the creep wave. Cold Embrace keeping him alive. The Crypt Swarm finally is going to take it out, but they still got Cardi the Catapult up in the middle of all of it. Do we see a huge vacuum wall on top of 3? Able to blink away though at the last second. Not going to get caught in that is the Queen of Pain. Still silenced up. This Huskar needs to stay alive. so far has been able to make it happen with the armlet toggle. Does end up using his wand charges as well. Plate mail there as well, so he's not going to be taking a ton of damage from all of these. Dodges the wall. The most sick of dodges. There's another Crypt Swarm out, but Berserker's Blood's pretty good. There's the jump in on top of the Death Prophet. Yule Scepter up. Do they have enough to bring her down again? Doesn't look like it. She's going to be able to run away from there. Just a race car. MSS, meanwhile, is nightmared as well. You end up getting the mechanism popped on out. Another vacuum back on top of 3. They're relatively low, but the roar on top of 4. It looks like Winter's Curse as well. That's going to bring down Brax. He does end up getting off the suicide, though. Rubik denying him. Absolutely wonderfully played right there. And meanwhile, the Anti-Mage is going to end up falling. He goes down. Armlet toggle to victory. This could be the moment right now where Root Gaming takes a 2-0 over Cloud9 potentially. Do they have enough to keep this pressed on in? Buyback status none on the Anti-Mage. 91 gold away from it. There's the Winter's Curse stolen. Turn back around, is going to be able to kill with the Chain Frost, but MSS is falling low as well. Does he have enough to get taken out of there? No, is going to fall. Oh man, Fiend's Grip stolen now as well by the Rubik. A couple of really big skills, and SVG, I think, just brought them back into the game with that. 800 gold swing into their favor. Really, really well played. Buyback did come out from the Darkseer in all of that engagement, and net worth-wise, the Huskar is starting to catch back up with an Anti-Mage, which is not something you ever want to have. Key thing, Blink Dagger up on the Rubik. Been able to make this happen for them. I think that they've been brought back into this game by that play right there, honestly. The rest of it mattered as well, but all of these towers down, net worth shooting up towards 12k, EXP as well. Only a 3k lead, mainly because they haven't been able to take... They've only taken one tower, the one down in the bottom lane. So Root Gaming looking very, very strong right now. What are the items that we're going to be seeing come up? Derp, level 12, level 2, Winter's Curse ulti up, does have Soul Ring as well as the Blink Dagger, 3,800 gold on top of it. Huskar now, 1,900 gold. He did end up dying at the end of that last team fight, so lost a little bit there, but he is in a pretty comfortable spot himself. Necronomicon level 3, as well as the Medallion of Courage up on the Beastmaster. Roche Timer still a ways away before that's going to come on out. BKB now up on the Queen of Pain, wanting to secure this one. Lads gets picked up by the Winter Wyvern. I think that's a pretty good option right there as well. Glimmer Cape and the Urn on the Bane. And meanwhile, for Cloud9, the support's a little bit broke as a joke. Courier did end up dying as well. We'd love to be able to see a little bit more on this Darkseer potentially. He needs to be able to get another couple of items. Probably, I mean, but he's pretty far behind. You take a look here in the net worth tab. The support for the support for Root, the Winter Wyvern, ahead of the mid player for Cloud9. This is not the position you want to be in, to state the obvious, but pretty true. Well, top lane. AC is now going to be the item finished off by the Huskar. This means he's not going to have buyback. The real question is, can they bring him down? They have shown that they've been able to. 4-man smoke on through. If they're paying attention, they might have noticed that the bird was there. That's going to be a Fiend's Grip from the Rubik. Top of the Queen of Pain. Does end up getting Nightmared on back. Yet again, she is going to fall, but they expended a lot for that one. Honestly, I think that that's worth it, but they can take this fight now. Rubik ends up getting torn apart. Bane getting the last hit there with the Brain Sap. No vision of this area yet again. I do believe there's the Winter's Curse down on top of the Death Prophet. Might have been a little bit preemptive. They don't have any follow-up to that. Fight recap. That was a pretty big gold swing in the favor of Cloud9, but after the fact, losing the Rubik is a little bit rough. They did end up using Winter's Curse now. I don't know. That might have been a little bit of a miscommunication, probably. Thinking the team was a little bit closer or willing to run forward onto that. Beastmaster doesn't have the Blink Dagger right now. And Ritsu doing everything that he can. He's going to be able to jump on out here. If there's a hero that could bring you back from this type of lead, it would be the Anti-Mage. Is going to get jumped on. A ton of damage being doled out with a quickness. He has 7 stacks on top of him, but with the Fountain Regen should be fine. Manta Style now going to be the item picked up for him as well. And Huskar going to be content to push on out this top lane. Winter Wyvern ulti back up in another couple of seconds here. Roshan still a couple of about 30 seconds before it's even capable of respawning. Bane's Fiend Grips, Chuan, Haste Rune as well. Vlad's, as I talked about on the Winter Wyvern. Do we have any other items for these other heroes? Already the Yules and Soul Booster now finished for the Death Prophet. Octarine is huge. That is a game changer on that hero. Blink Dagger, Force Staff being worked on by the Lich, I would assume. I don't think this is going to be Aghanim Scepter, although I have been wrong before. Mechanism up. Maybe a chance for a jump forward. If he catches on to Ritsu here, not going to be able to do it. The Manta, the everything else, they're comfortable. Okay, so this is the play now. They're going to start taking over this jungle. They've got eyes all over the place here. We do have a Fiend's Grip up on the Bane, but they don't want to chase after Ritsu too far. With the creep wave on into the base, they're going to be comfortable pushing on up into high ground yet again. The rest of Cloud9 is very spread out right now. On the Darkseer, we do have a TP, but this is somebody, they want to be here right now. They're coming on back. DP is in the area. They're wrapping around from the other side, though. There's the Nightmare on top of the Lich. This could be disastrous. All right, the Exorcism coming on out. Bane is actually just going to get torn apart at the start of this team fight. But that does bait out the Exorcism. So 30-second cooldown before the Bane is going to be coming back. For the Death Prophet, 130 seconds on the ultimate. So that's the big difference. The fact that they were able to get that one out and used up, like, it's pretty huge. They didn't end up using Wall. Rubik doesn't have a spell to steal. Lich at this stage in the game is always going to be able to have everything that he wants, but Ritsu is going to keep on farming creeps whenever he can.
Radiant's middle tower.
Top lane pushed in yet again. Ritsu's not there. It's 4-on-4, but Bane can get there pretty quickly. They are just going to be able to keep on right-clicking down this tower. The slow chip damage over time, backdoor protection already taken care of. As long as this damage keeps on being applied here, they're going to be in a comfortable spot. Tier 3 is going to end up falling. Wall down. Huskar, stop hitting yourself. There's the vacuum on back, but after the lift, oh, a little bit of a miscommunication and everything used. The Chain Frost doesn't even bounce. They do get the Scream of Pain instead of the Sonic Wave, and all of the sudden... Oh, with the vacuum and the wall being used in conjunction with that lift, oh no, that's not what you want to have happen. Cloud9 looking like there's a little bit of miscommunication on who was what was supposed to do what. And sometimes that does happen in these types of matches. All right, Splinter Blast now going to keep it forward yet again in a position they don't want to be. They really don't want to lose this other lane of Brax here, but it looks like they're going to have to. Doesn't get pushed back through the wall. Huskar just going to keep on getting right clicks down on these barracks. Melee soon to fall as well. And what did Cloud9 do at this point? They do end up lifting it back to try and push him through the wall, but then it expires. Oh god, everything. A mixture of bad luck as well as just really good play by Root and a bit of miscommunication might be spending the end to Cloud9. Oh no. Alright. Again, buyback are going to be up on the anti-mage. Looks like he's going to be building the BKB, but what do you do at this point? They've been so far pushed back. Like, they want to be able to do the split push game, but they really can't. Buyback is up on every hero now. Net worth, the lead is still anti-mage. He's just been able to farm all over the map. Oh man. Now the Queen of Pain maybe going to build into an Aghanim Scepter herself to make sure these lanes continue to push on out. Roshan responds. It's all coming up good. Like, the other thing there is that they went for a little bit of the riskier play by going for the high ground in the top lane, but then at the end of the day they were still able to come on back, get Roshan. Nobody lost, just a lane of barracks. And I mean, you take a look at net worth right now, 12k lead, EXP as well. Is it a little bit more into the favor of Cloud9 just because of the way that they've been split pushing, but Roche falls very quickly. Huskar picks it on up. He's got his AC. He's got his Helm of the Dominator. He's got another item being brought out on the Courier as well. This is going to be a satanic... Oh, Huskar, say it ain't so. He is going to be... This is 2 lives, essentially now. 3 lives, really. The satanic up.
Radiant's middle tower is under
Oh man. Alright. The turnaround on the other side. Lich is going to be over here. The Chain Frost into the vacuum wall, but it only ends up taking out one. The Beastmaster, that's a big hero to be able to get. The Winter's Curse down on top of Brax. He is going to end up falling. No, Eul's Scepter keeps him alive at the very end. But now maybe be able to have a turnaround. We do end up seeing the Darkseer fall. Huskar's coming online. He's going to start making you pay. The ulti out from the Death Prophet as well. The jump forward trying to catch the Queen of Pain. She gets away on almost nothing. And now the Bane ends up taking out the Death Prophet off to the side. They're spread apart. They're not where they want to be. Anti-Mage's the only hero left right now. Buyback by the Beastmaster. He's coming in. He's going to be at the bottom lane, though. It's going to take him a little while to get here. Rest of the buyback status. We do have them expended now. Death Prophet coming back on into it. But no buyback for anybody else right now on the Dire side. Oh, God. There's the jump forward. Derp derp. Is it get silenced? It's going to be able to hit the Arctic Burn down on top of him. Anti-Mage coming in from behind. It's going to end up getting Nightmared. Fiend's Grip soon to follow. No, he has already expended it. But the eyes on the prize yet again. Melee Barracks about to fall. They're not going to be able to contest this Huskar. We do see the Anti-Mage jump forward to try and catch onto Derp, but oh man, this is really not looking good. The Roar down isn't going to be able to connect completely, but still creating a lot of havoc in the area. Brax falls. Vacuum, wall, no wall used, but the Sonic Wave. There's the Satanic, though. Aegis still not popped. Able to steal Arctic Burn. GG gets called, and Root Gaming 2-0 Cloud9 in a shocker. Drop down to the lower stages. They're going to have to face off against the winners of Elite Wolves up against Pain Gaming, and really surprising turn of events here. Stick around in just a second. We're going to be coming around with our second series of the day. We're going to be having a matchup between High Councils of Wizards and Priests versus Digital Chaos, and that's going to be in a little while. Thank you all very much for watching. Sorry again for any problems. Going to try and fix it before the next series. The stream might go offline. Don't picnic basket. We're going to be fine. So we'll see you guys in just a few minutes. Peace.